Hi, I'm John Campbell. I'm the Managing Director of Rabbit and Pork. Welcome to our 2023 predictions video. So every single year we make some predictions about what's going to happen in the voice industry. So we make 3 predictions for Apple, 3 predictions for Amazon, for Google and the general voice industry overall. You can have a look back on my 2022 predictions in the link below and see how well I did. So let's start off with Amazon. So our first prediction is around on-device voice recognition. So this is the idea of, rather than Alexa having to go to the cloud every single time to understand what you've been saying, some of that recognition will be done on the device. And I think they'll do this for a couple of reasons. One is to reduce that huge AWS bill. So every single time you're saying something, Amazon is having to compute that. So why don't they do that on device? Therefore it's less cost to them. And also from a security point of view, this is what Sonos and Apple are doing, to say their voice recognition is done on device, so they're not sending an audio file of your voice up into the cloud. So that's our first prediction. Second prediction is probably we're going to see a slowdown in new devices. So I don't think we'll be seeing any more robots running around your house with Alexa built into it. And as we know, last year we saw Amazon did reduce some staff numbers in those hardware departments at Alexa. So I think next year we'll start to see some reduction in those new types of devices. We still might see some smart speakers and some Echo Shows and some updates of those devices, but maybe not those new kind of innovative devices we've seen in the past. And the last prediction for Alexa would be we're going to start to see more people and businesses that are selling physical products using Alexa as a way to advertise their products. That's maybe asking a question to Alexa and then you'll be able to pay for the ability to Alexa to recommend your product. It might be you'll be seeing an advert on your Echo Show at home and then you'll start to see the ability to buy that product. So that's going to start to be added to the kind of the line items in people's media budgets when they're thinking about how do they sell their physical products. Physical products are probably the most likely of the first family of products to be launched, so not financial, not cars, not clothes. It's going to be kind of small FMCG products that you would be already buying via Amazon. Now for Google, our first prediction is related to what we were talking about Amazon, about the slowdown in new devices, but I think this year we're not going to see any new smart speakers at all from Google. So we know in the last year they've reduced their interaction with third-party apps, so that product Google Actions are going to be sunset this year. So I don't think we're going to see any new smart speakers coming out from Google in the next year. Second prediction for Google, I think we'll start to see them release some sort of large language model GPT-3 chat integration into the Google Assistant. So it might not be on the smart speaker side of things, but it might be a little app that you download, or it might be a little feature on Google where you can have a conversation with a large language model, but it'll all be housed under the Google Assistant branding. And the final prediction for Google, I think we'll start to see them sunsetting some of the features that we've had as developers. We already know about Google Actions last year, so we might see some reversal in some of the features with App Actions, which is the ability for the Google Assistant to interact with apps on your phone. So the final company is Apple, and the first prediction is the same prediction I make every single year, which is a headset which will use Siri. So you'll use voice commands to control the headset, play music, move around in different virtual worlds. So the second suggestion is a HomePod, which will be a docking station for your iPhone. So when you come home, you can pop your iPhone down, it will charge, and then it will start to use the speakers of this docking system. So a bit of a kind of a follow-on from the original Apple mini HomePods that have already been out. And the last one would be update to Siri. So Siri starting to use a large language model like the similar ones we've seen with ChatGPT to answer some questions. So they might market that as Siri's getting an upgrade, Siri's a lot more knowledgeable now, and that will be powered by a large language model. Okay, so finally just some general 3 predictions for the general overall industry outside of those 3 big companies we've been talking about already. So one has to be maybe a new company will come into the industry with a smart speaker which will be powered by GPT-3, so more in line with the original visions of these smart assistants like a Jarvis or a HAL, and so therefore they'll be using more of an interaction of a back and forth conversation rather than with Alexa and Google where they often will answer your information by gathering some information from the internet. So maybe a new company will try and launch a physical speaker using this new large language model technology. So the second one would be the return of inbuilt assistants like Clippy. So if you remember Clippy from Microsoft, it would help you learn how to make a PowerPoint presentation, but we can now start to see maybe some of these inside of programs. So maybe you'll be in Adobe editing this video and you can start off by saying, oh, create a video with an opening title sequence, take my videos that I've just shot, split them up into different groups, and then add some credits at the end, and then the assistant will then take that information and then start to do that for you. So the idea of it being used, the assistant, as a utilization for improving your efficiency while using these software programs. And the last one is with synthetic voices. So last year we saw a lot of movies using synthetic voices. So in Top Gun, where they had Val Kilmer's voice, who's synthetically created. But I think what we'll see in 2023 is an entire animated film or a CGI film where all of the actors' voices are created from synthetic audio. So that's my predictions for 2023 for voice technology. You can check back in a year's time, see how well or how not very well I did with the predictions. We also this year have asked ChatGPT for predictions, so you can have a look at those predictions in the blog post. And yeah, see you next year where we'll be reviewing these predictions again and seeing if we're correct or not correct.